Hi, everybody. Welcome to episode 2 of Tea Time with Tequila. Tonight we'll be covering episode 2 of season 8 of Rupaul's Drag Race. I pardon the appearance. I am currently getting ready for a class tonight. So if so pardon the lack of wig and lack of outfit. My hair is a mess right now. Anyways, so this episode revolved more around dancing and performance. They started off the episode with Naomi tossing a lot of shade towards Layla McQueen, hometown girl from North Shore area, um, basically calling her an entourage rather than a star, and that she needs to step it up because she doesn't have that star quality or potential, which I can't disagree with her. In this series so far, they haven't been showing a lot of Layla's performance, and she hasn't been showing a lot of personality, which I think is very unfortunate, but it's how they're deciding to portray her. So the first challenge was a Spanish themed dance challenge, and they had to get into drag really quickly. They had AB Soto be a special guest. I'm not a huge fan of AB Soto, but I know a lot of people that are, so I'm not going to complain. There was a lot of talent during that. Cynthia definitely was a standout for me. She's a dancer. She really worked that out. She really did. Chi Chi was also another standout. Death drops would have brought you afterlife. Like, it was amazing. Other two people that stood out to me, definitely Bob the Drag Queen stood out because, one, the lack of dancing and just the theatricalness of it, and like taking just like a few minutes just to like drag on a cigarette, like, oh my god, no, that was fantastic. It was very entertaining. As for Thorgy was another standout for me with her like seizure moves. It was hilarious, and I thought it was fantastic. And then Kimchi comes out and it's like, oh, poor Kimchi. No, I'm sorry you can't dance. You need to work on that. This isn't going to be your challenge. But the main challenge is going to be a dancing and choreography challenge. And that says bad news for Kimchi, who cannot dance. Cynthia and Chi Chi won the challenge for the first one, so they became team leaders to be split into two teams for basically this main challenge. And so Kimchi winds up being the last person picked, and she ends it with like, "I wouldn't choose me either," and it just leads to another oh. Acid Betty decides that Chi Chi isn't doing her job as a leader, and she needs to put in her input and tell her, "Listen, we need to be doing this. We shouldn't be doing what you want to do." And Chi-Chi isn't having any of that, and it leads to a whole bunch of drama. And then it leads to a cut of Thorgy telling everyone about how Acid Betty is not well respected in the New York area, and because she's unable to work with people, no one wants to work with her. It's proving my thoughts in the last episode, where there's lots of posts and lots of people saying that she's not very well respected and that she's actually an even awful person in person, which I'm really hoping is just an exaggeration. So Thorgy and Acid Betty decide, hey, we want to add comedy to the routine, but Chi-Chi isn't having any of it. Chi-Chi is just like, no, we're not adding comedy to it, we're doing what I want, and that's how it's going to be, which I don't think that's much of a team player. I think comedy would have amped it up, yay for me. But then Thorgy says, well, we're gonna do it anyways. And that's another team player thing. You're working in a team, you need to work together. If someone's not liking it and someone is, at least say, hey, can we try this out and see what the choreographer thinks? Nope, they just say, no, we're gonna do it anyways. But seeing how RuPaul's Drag Race is actually a drama-filled, like, reality competition, um, good on the editing. Basically, the hit of comedy that they wanted to do was Thorgy and Acid Betty wanted to throw in a punch during the adrenaline, and I actually liked it. I was fond of it. And um, Cynthia's team, smooth sailing. Everyone's agreeing. Everyone likes what they're doing. There's a bit of comedy in there. There's a bit of seriousness. They're working well together. They're all listening to each other, and they're having a good time. They're enjoying it. On the other hand, Gigi decides to say straight up to RuPaul that people aren't cooperating, she isn't having any of it, and that she is not having a great time with this team. And RuPaul's like, girl. When Chi decides to mention that, that starts up Acid Betty and Thorgy, and they all get into this huge, like, drama-filled thing in front of RuPaul, and RuPaul's just like, nah, this is interesting. No, uh, so, do you all want to go home? Cynthia's team is now working with the choreographer, and Kimchi and Layla McQueen are not picking up the choreography at all. Kimchi is falling, and everyone's hearts are dropping. Literally, I felt my heart drop. I don't know if you guys felt your hearts drop, but literally, my heart dropped faster than she did to the floor. As for Layla McQueen, she is not picking up anything. She doesn't seem too energized. She doesn't seem to be into it. She doesn't even seem like she wants to be doing it, which is really bad in this competition because you are in the bottom, girl, and you keep saying that you want to be here, but literally, you need to show it. You need to pump it up, and her pumping it up doesn't seem to be working, and it's unfortunate. It really is. Chi-Chi's team is now working with the choreographer, and when they're practicing, Thorgy and Acid Betty do that little punch move during Adrenaline. The choreographer loves it and says, we need to put that in. Chi-Chi is not happy with that, but Thorgy's like, girl, I told you he wants to do it. I told you that he would approve of it and that it would add a little something to this little act that we have going on, okay? Okay. So now after practice, Cynthia's team is now continuing their smooth ride to performing, where they're all being really, really buddy with Kimchi, because Kimchi's feeling really insecure about her dancing. She's feeling really insecure about herself, so they all decide to try to pump her up. They all decide to try to support her, and I think that's great, and then it's a great thing that they should be showing for the drag community, because unfortunately a lot of people think that the drag community is only drama-based, and that's not it at all. There's a lot of support that goes on. I love seeing that split second where you're able to see like the queens come together. Well, and they decided like, yo, let's have a little fun, let's support each other. Like they're joking around a bit, and then Acid Betty comes in and be's the turd in the punch bowl at the party, and she wasn't having any of it. She was like, we need to work. We need to stop having fun. We need to just keep Betty, with that attitude, you're not going to be in the competition for long. You need to have fun. You need to enjoy it because that's what drag is. And if you're not having fun doing drag, then what's the point? You're really beginning to drop down on my favorites. So now everyone's deciding to do their makeup. They're all in the mirrors. They're all getting ready. They're all having a good time. They're focusing on it. Kimchi reveals that she used to be a big girl. I don't know if this is RuPaul's Drag Race trying to make up for the fact that they don't have a big girl this season, and so they're trying to portray her as like the insecure large girl who needs help and needs support and isn't. You need a big girl. Stop pretending that she's the big girl because she's not even large and she shouldn't be insecure. She really shouldn't be because she's actually a really adorable person. She's really cute and I highly doubt she would ever see this video, but she is adorable as all hell and she needs to realize that. She really does. So another thing gets revealed. Chi Chi used to want to be in a gang. She came from the streets, apparently. And so she used to have a gun, and then her dad beat her for having a gun and was like, girl, you're not coming in it. So, and then she reveals it was partially because of the fact that she might have been, like, repressing, like, the fact that she was gay. And may I add, to go from someone who wanted to become a gangbanger to turning into, like, a drag queen, that is a huge change of admission going on there. So, good for her. They are performing on stage, doing their little lip syncs for their challenge, and they're all up there split into two teams doing their lip syncs of a bunch of RuPaul songs. Gotta love a RuPaul song. Cynthia's team, their team was all dressed as like preppy girls, nerdy girls, and heavily they were proper school appropriate. Let's just put it that way. School appropriate. And basically going from there, they relied heavily on comedy. I don't know if that was because they wanted to lay it on a crutch because they had two people that couldn't dance, so they needed the comedy to cover that up. But it was non-stop relying on comedy, and the fact that it was nonstop. The comedy only hit every now and then, and it didn't hit as hard as it could have. You need to have a balance. If you don't have a balance between the comedy and the serious dancing, then the impact isn't there. And unfortunately, they didn't hit the mark as much as I wanted them to because it was so comedy based. Now, Chi Chi's team based all of their dancing off of sass. It was basically the complete opposite of what the other team did. They did not rely on comedy, they relied solely on sass and on dancing talent. It was very high energy. I saw Dax stumble a bit, which was to me, but they hit the mark. They really did. They pulled out all the stops. They used all their talents. I just wish that they had taken the advice of like inquiring a little bit of comedy every now and then instead of just in one moment where it didn't really hit with how it was didn't really fit in with the rest of it. Now as for the runway looks, Cynthia, stunning. I don't have much to say about it honestly. It looked good. You looked good. Bob the Drag Queen. Okay, so basically, I loved this dress. I love this whole look. The hair worked, the dress worked. I love the sheerness of it. You saw leg, you saw body, you saw like face. She was giving it. She was loving herself. She was loving the stage. She was loving the judges. She was making love to everybody with that look. It was fantastic, phenomenal. Layla McQueen. It's another miss for me. I'm sorry. Like the dress looked cheap to me. Like it didn't come across as the expensive like high fashion that you wanted to go off as. The wig was flat. You needed to tease that thing up a bit. Do something with it. Style it. Do something. Looks like you just pulled it out of the bag, threw it on your head. Shake and go wig. Like do something with it. You're not gonna stand out like that. Walking that runway. Was she angry at the runway? Like, literally, she was stomping. It made her look heavy. It did not look light and flowy like she was trying to make the dress look. It was just so bad. I'm so. Queenie, you can do better. Robbie Turner. You got that Marilyn wig going on. That dress was gorgeous. Great movement. That spin. Oh, literally, it was everything. It was great. It was beautiful. I've got nothing bad to say about it. Kimchi, beautiful dress. It was pretty. Not my taste. Um, so it was a bit meh to me when I saw her come out. I've seen better from her. I I I expect more. I expected more hair wise. I expected more outfit wise. But it was a safe, beautiful look. Chi Chi. I'm sorry, for someone who used to be a pageant queen that quit because you couldn't make it, that dress was so boring. It was literally just the typical red glamour Jessica Rabbit dress, and she just came walking out there as if like as if she was Jasmine Masters pulling off that gorgeous gown that she had. She was like, I can win this whole competition with just this one gown, and then went home. She was trying to wear this dress like that, and it was not working. She needs to step it up. We've got a whole bunch of creative queens this season. You need to be creative. You need to show creativity. Stop it with the boring outfit. Not to mention the hair was just basic. It was. It had me go, yawn. Naomi. Those shoes, I didn't like them, didn't like the straps. Sorry, just didn't like them. They weren't flattering at all. The dress, I I don't know what to say about the dress. It flowed nicely. The cutouts were nice, but it's like it's not stacking out. It's not standing out according to the other outfits that are coming there. And she's gonna quickly fall in the background if she keeps coming out with outfits that are like relying on her body. Acid Betty. No matter how much I like hate your attitude, like I really hate it with a burning passion. I love the outfit. It was structured, it was beautiful, the design work, how it glided down from her face across her chest into the dress. It was just smart choices all over, and overall I have to like give her a clap. Like I have to give her an applause. Like it was beautiful. It was gorgeous. Hate her. Gorgeous dress, but I love her talent. I can't deny her talent at all. Dax exclamation point. If you've seen the first episode, you know I'm not a huge fan of her because she talks like a lot about like how she's so great, but she doesn't show anything that proves that she lives up to the titles that she wants. Literally, she came out wearing the same wig she wore during Meet the Queens, and I've seen that at least 2 times this competition. It's boring. You cannot cover it up under that white flower and think that will make it look different. Sorry, Queen. And the dress wasn't doing anything for me. The gold did not go with the dress. The It just looked horribly made, as if she literally just made it 5 minutes before going out there and wrapped it on herself. Like, girl, if you want to be a cosplay queen, you have to have better craftsmanship than that. Thorgy, definitely a standout, made a smart move, not wearing a dress like everyone else, wearing a long, elegant gown. You were serving it. You were gorgeous. Your makeup was on point, body was on point, outfit was on point. I have nothing bad to say about you right now, and you are quickly moving yourself up the ladder of like possibly like my top 3. So they reveal that the team So they reveal that the person who won the challenge was Chi Chi. I believe that was partially due to the fact that she catered her team to herself. She had a bunch of queens on her team that like they didn't they don't do dancing. They do comedy. And so she became the standout because she dances. She knows how to dance. She has the flexibility. She has the reach. She based it around what her talents can do. They catered towards her talents for the team. And I wish that it was more of like a Cynthia team where she thought about the whole team overall instead of just like herself and how she can look good as the team leader. And that's very unfortunate, but congrats on your win. So they revealed that the bottom 3 was Kim Chi, Dax exclamation point, and Layla McQueen. Again, they basically tell Kimchi maybe she's just an Instagram queen, maybe she's just a look, maybe she's not a performer. Excuse me, she performs in clubs. She's more than a Instagram queen. You need to stop portraying her that way. Layla and Dax in the bottom 2 lip syncing for their lives, and they had to lip sync to none other than Gloria Gaynor's I Will Survive. And I absolutely love this song. I actually performed it the other day. It's fantastic. I was so excited. It was literally like, yes! I couldn't get over it. Literally, I was so excited. Unfortunately, their lip sync did not get me excited. I was more excited over the song, and they did not do that song justice. Layla was bumbling around that stage, like going into the background. She was bumping into Dax all over the place. I was face palming during that episode. I could not. I couldn't. And Dax wasn't standing out at all. She was trying, but she did not know. She did not know the words that well. She was not performing that well. These 2 deserve to be in the bottom. RuPaul throws everyone off with a double elimination. Everyone's jaws drop. Both of them are like, you have got to be kidding me. We lip sync to I Will Survive, and neither of us survive. But then, as they make their leave, RuPaul says, get me my phone. I need my phone. Hey, how quick can you get here? I had to send 2 queens home. Who do you think she is having brought in? I am really hoping it might be Naysha because she was Miss Continental at one point, so she has a lot more talent there. But at the same time, I've heard a lot of rumors that Clitorica will be on there, and I'm so excited about that. There's also other rumors that she's getting someone from a past RuPaul season. I don't know, but I'm like, these cliffhangers are going to kill me. Like, I am dying over them, and I can't wait to see what happens next. If you're enjoying my series so far, you can always subscribe. You can also send me a like and also a comment below. I always love seeing people's comments, and I love hearing what people have to say. So it would be very interesting to see how you guys think this season's going so far and how you think this episode went. Do you think they were right to send a double elimination home? Who do you think's coming back? I have other forms of social media. I have a Facebook and an Instagram. You can follow them by clicking the links in the description box below. I hope you're all enjoying this season as much as I am, and I can't wait to see you in the next video.